Does the atmosphere at your work feel slightly different lately? The meetings you're suddenly not invited to, the Slack message that's been left unread for days, and the subtle shift in tone from your manager. Now, most people don't get fired out of nowhere. There's almost always signs, small strategic moves that are designed to push you out of the company before you realize that the doors are closing. If you've had this uneasy gut feeling, you're not paranoid. You're picking up on the signs. Now, in this video, I'm breaking down 5 undeniable signs that you are about to be fired and what you can do to protect your position, your leverage, and your future. The first sign, everything you do is followed by a paper trail. You're used to having quick, casual chats with your boss. Now, every single interaction is followed by an email saying, as mentioned in our last conversation, or just to reconfirm the deadlines we discussed. And even small mistakes are now being documented in so-called recap emails. Now, what does that mean? Your manager is no longer just managing your workflow, they are building a legal case against you. HR normally requires a documented history of performance issues or clear instructions given before they can officially pull the trigger on your termination. They are creating a paper trail to protect the company from a wrongful termination lawsuit. Now, what can you do about it? Start your own documentation. Reply to these emails with your own clarifications so that not only their narrative is on record. Also, save any kind of copies from positive performance reviews and positive feedback you have received from clients to your personal devices. If they are documenting your failures, you need to be documenting your wins. The second sign, you're not being given big projects anymore. Suddenly, your plate feels suspiciously light. Those high-stake projects that you used to lead are now being handed off to the team. They might even tell you that they just want to reduce your stress or that they want to let you focus on the basics. This is known as de-skilling. When the management knows that you won't be there in 3 months' time, they will do everything they can to keep key projects and key stakeholders away from you. They will move that core knowledge to the people that they plan on keeping in the business, just to make sure that once you leave, the business doesn't skip a beat. A friend of mine used to be a senior account manager at a big firm. Overnight, her boss took her off one of the biggest clients, claiming that she was needed to mentor junior colleagues. Whereas in reality, they were putting someone else onto the client so that they could establish a relationship before they let go of my friend a couple of weeks later. Now, what can you do about it? First of all, you need to seek clarification. Ask for a formal status meeting and ask, I've noticed that my workload has shifted. Can we clarify what the primary goals are for my role over the next quarter? If the answer is vague or dismissive, this is your sign. Start updating your CV and, more importantly, start to solidify your external network and connections. Reach out to clients or stakeholders from the big projects that you used to be part of or that you used to lead, and give them a call or write them an email just to ensure that they're happy with your work. By maintaining these critical relationships now, you're securing basically LinkedIn recommendations for the future and potential job leads before the company you're working for cuts off the access from them. The third sign, you're not being invited to critical meetings. You're scrolling through a colleague's shared calendar to check for the availability, and there you see it. A strategy sync for your project, and you're not on the invitation list. This is professional isolation. When leadership decides that someone is on their way out, they will not include you in strategic meetings anymore, because to them it will feel like either a waste of time or, even worse, like a security risk. Now, don't take it personally, but take it professionally. If you're being excluded, you can send a polite but firm note. I've noticed I missed the strategy sync today. To ensure I'm aligned with the team's direction, could you share the minutes or let me know when the next one is? If they give you a vague excuse, again, that is a clear sign that something's off. Quick break. If you want to make sure you're always one step ahead of the corporate game, make sure to hit the subscribe button because I post insider deep dives like this every week. Now, let's get back to it. Sign number 4, you're the last one to know about important decisions. There are some major changes happening in your department, like budget shifts, new hires, a new software rollout, and you're only finding out via the company newsletter or through some random Slack channel. You used to be in the inner circle, and now you're kind of on the periphery. Information is power. When you're no longer given information, it seems like your power or your influence in the company has been revoked. Managers don't loop you in anymore because they mentally checked you out of the company already. When this happens a couple of times, make sure you reach out to your network outside of the company rather sooner than later. Your goal here is not to win back the information, but it is to seek out a new environment in which you can be one of the key players again. Sign number 5, the company structure is changing and you can't find your role in it. A restructuring or reorganization is a classic corporate move. They present the new org chart to you, and while everyone seems to have a clear role, yours seems to be a little bit fuzzy, you don't really have a clear reporting line, it says under review, or it was just merged into a general pool of other roles. Restructuring is an easy way for a company to let go of people without it being about their performance. By redesigning the hierarchy, they can just eliminate your position completely, making it seem like a byproduct of efficiency rather than a firing. I saw this vividly happening at an organization I worked for recently. They made a restructuring and then announced that from now on they will no longer be recruiting junior colleagues because this kind of work can now be done by AI. Now, shortly after, a lot of the junior colleagues were actually kicked out. So the new structure was just a disguise for a mass exit. What can you do about it? If your box on the org chart is missing or blurry, you can assume that your role no longer exists. You can use this transition period to hone your skills, negotiating for a severance package, and inform yourself about your rights so that you can leave on your own terms. So here's the big takeaway. If you see these signs, don't panic, but pivot. Use the time to update your resume, reach out to your external network, secure your references, and inform yourself about your rights. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments below whether you ever felt this kind of shift at work, and did you stay or did you go? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.